Alright guys, I think we are live now. Just finished a pretty strong rainstorm not long ago. Looks like maybe it might be over for the moment. I'd like to see how flooded the roads are along the way. Flooding is a real problem here. Almost anywhere you go in the Philippines, except for the mountains, flooding is a problem. Just had to get a new wire for my microphone. The one I had it worked, but there was really a lot of feedback in it. It really sounded like crap. So I've just been relying on the microphone on the phone until this one arrived. I tested it there at the house, but you never really know till you give it a good workout. So I thought I'd use my drive today to pick up the kids at the time to check out the cord, make sure everything's sounding good. Ain't nothing worse than having microphone problems. Man, it rained pretty hard earlier. You'd have thought it was a typhoon, not just an afternoon rain. The rain was coming down in sheets or waves. The rain here can be pretty wild sometimes. Yeah. Good thing we didn't stay at the farm this morning. I bet it rained early there. Would have really been kind of screwed. Since we're expected to be at a wake later. I wouldn't have made it back because of the rain. There is no leaving the farm once it starts raining. The way we walk in is through a riverbed. And it swells up and floods every time it rains. Here's a nice flooded area. Just one of those things you got to accept and overcome living here. Some places in the city really flood bad. I think some people's houses flood out every single time it rains. The same houses. But they put a bunch of big canals in around the city the last couple of years. I think that helped quite a bit. Hasn't got rid of the problem, but it has certainly helped. Like there in Carmen, where my wife's family lives, near the hospital, used to flood. Every time it rained, it would flood. Canal now that runs down to the river. Pretty much gotten rid of that problem in that area. I don't know how they'll fix the rest of the city, but at least that particular spot is good. Kind of crazy how much it's been raining lately. We've had more rain the last couple of weeks than we've had the last several years combined. You can definitely feel the weather or the climate change here. The two different seasons you're supposed to have here don't really line up. You're supposed to have the hot and dry season and the hot and wet season. Now everything's kind of intermingled. Each one's just an extension of the other until recently. I don't know if climate change is just one of those natural things to go through, or if it's a man-made problem, or what. There's a lot of good arguments for both ways. But regardless of the cause, it is definitely happening. I've seen a big change in the weather of the 10 or 11 years I've lived here. When I first came here, the seasons were really distinct. You had the rainy season or the monsoon season, and then the dry season. And they didn't overlap so much. They used to have one season of almost like playing Russian roulette with the weather every day. What will it be today? Take your gamble. I think yesterday it was hot and bright and sunny. Today it's totally overcast and raining. Really makes you wonder what it's going to be like in another 10 years. Well, I guess no matter what it is, people will adapt and overcome. They always have. There's a nice little traffic jam going on here. Lots of standing water out today. Looks like it may even rain some more. Of course, that would definitely not be ideal, but it is what it is. Yeah, the sky's still looking pretty rainy. We've got to go out later. So hopefully it will not rain. I hate driving in the rain. Nothing ruins my day more than driving in the rain. I actually hate driving altogether. But it's a necessity you almost can't do without these days. Kind of hard coming to pick the kids up about this time of day also. The traffic is always really heavy. I guess next week we'll be back to the regular schedule. They'll be out at 3 instead of 4 or 4:30. So that'll make things a bit more easier. But I guess most of my time next week will be at the farm, so I won't be getting them anyway. The bus home or the jeepney home, whatever they choose to ride. I guess that's also greatly depending on the weather. I mean, I could always be there and just work in the rain, but that pretty much sucks. Have you ever tried it? But we'll do what we got to do and get it done. There's not a lot of stuff in the house there I can do. Not at the moment. Most of the work is outside. I need to replace the bamboo floor upstairs. Or parts of it. But I need some good weather so I can clean the bamboo up. Clean the outside and split it. That's a whole job into itself, getting the bamboo ready to use. Everything at the farm's been a learning experience. It's been nice. I'd have never in a million years thought I could work with bamboo. But it turned out not as bad as I thought. You gotta strip it off and split it, then clean the inside. I mean, not saying that's an easy job, but it's easier than some things. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. This is a short stream. I wanted to check my new microphone wire. Check, make sure there's no feedback coming through. make sure everything's working good. Because next week we'll be at the farm full time. Don't have time to mess with microphone issues there. All right, thanks for tuning in and watching. I'll catch you on the next live stream or video. But for sure, we'll be at the farm next week. So tune in and see what's going on there. Check y'all later.